What Australia needs and what we are going through is a cultural revolution, an Aussie cultural revolution. We've had a couple of decades of out of control, misplaced, misguided multiculturalism. We've been sold it from consecutive governments, and it's gotten way out of control, where they're bringing in people who cannot assimilate to our culture and way of life. So what is needed now? A great uprising, a great movement of true blue Aussies, fair income Aussies, who know where we came from, who know who we are, who know what we stand for, who know our culture, who know our identity and love this country and are invested in it through our forefathers, and we know who's built the place that we are enjoying. What do I mean by a cultural revolution, an Aussie cultural revolution? I mean an awakening, a pride, a representation of it everywhere. People with their flags held high, people embracing and enjoying their Australian culture and turning their backs on multiculturalism, expressing it all over the place on social media, expressing it in the community, in their businesses, in their schools, in everywhere, just saying that this is Australia that we built, that we love, and we are not surrendering it, and we're going to celebrate it and make sure it hangs around. It's a social pressure that builds and grows, and that the leaders will not be able to ignore in time. From the movement started in 2025, we've already seen significant change to the Australian political landscape, particularly with the rising of One Nation. Pauline Hanson, she's not saying anything new, she's been there since I was in high school back in the 90s, but now people have woken up and realised that what she said back then has come to fruition, and that it's high time we put Australia first and stop being so sympathetic and laying down and allowing everyone and anyone in to push us around, to walk over us. The other thing we've seen is that the Liberals have taken massive policy stance changes, albeit slowly, and there's some good politicians there like Jacinta Price and Andrew Hastie. Matt Canavan in the Nationals as well. And so even the Liberals have changed policy on the net zero nonsense, and they're starting to talk and make sense, and hopefully we'll come to an agreement on a more sensible immigration policy. So all of this cultural move and cultural shift is impacting real world politics, politicians, political parties and their moves. And that's what we need. We need all of them to move in the right direction. We need every party to feel the pressure of this social revolution, this cultural revolution back to embracing our roots and our true identity. And that is what's happening. And these political parties are noticing it, and they are realising that we are willing to put our votes with leaders who are going to represent us, to put Aussies first, to put Australia culture and our best interests first. They are now realising it as One Nation has grown in support, and the other parties are starting to fall in line, slowly but surely. But as we rise and continue to make pressure, loud noise on social media, in our lives, talking to others, making our stance known even just within ourselves, it's a powerful thing. And something else I want to talk about is setting of the agenda. For too long now, Parliament, politicians, the mainstream media has been setting the agenda for what the weekly cycle, for what we discuss and prioritise. What we need now is us Australians, the people. We, the people, are now the media. We set the agenda. No longer the mainstream media. They don't represent us. No longer the majority of the mainstream politicians. They don't represent us. So we will keep the focus on standing up for Australia's interests first, for Australians, protecting and preserving our culture, our economy, our way of life, everything good, peace, safety, security, and keeping nonsense ideologies, nonsense cultures, foreign religions, foreign languages to an absolute minimum where they belong as absolute minorities. We all have mobile phones. We are the media now. We, the people, set the agenda. We all have that influence. And it's time we pushed Australia first, and our culture, our language, our people, our history as the agenda. And that needs to be front and centre, and we can all play our part in that. So as this cultural revolution grows, let's support one another. Let's have each other's backs. Let's know that we are Aussies and we are fighting for this beautiful country, this beautiful culture that we love and we want to preserve, and not let other cultures come in and make us adapt to them. No, they must adapt to us. Otherwise, we must get people from countries and cultures who can assimilate to us and want to. Let's share ideas. Let's pass along ideas to each other. How can we do this? How can we get our message across? What's the best idea to communicate and to solidify our ideas? Come on, Australian patriots. Let's defend our Aussie culture.